Good afternoon. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Chamber and everyone attending today's State of the City address. Your presence here today demonstrates the strength of our community and the importance of collaboration in shaping the future of Forest Grove. Before I begin, I want to give a special shout out to the incredible team at the City of Forest Grove. With 244 dedicated employees, they work hard every day to serve our community and are responsible for the numerous accomplishments I'll be highlighting today. Okay, so as I was reflecting on the last year, it really reminded me of when Cullen was a newborn and the days were long and the years went by fast. But anyway, so as we move forward, not only do we have a really good team of city employees, but a lot of our accomplishments are due to our partnerships with the county, Metro, our nonprofit groups, Adelante, Centro, our Friends of the Forest Grove Library, the school district, and Pacific University. So let's talk about our partnerships with Washington County. When I first got elected, I thought, oh, wow, everyone's so excited to have a new mayor. The whole gallery was filled. I was like, oh, they're going to hype me up. Let's go. And then public comment had started. And I realized it was not about me. It was about a potential pod village on Elm Street. Lots of public comment. It was my second meeting. I was like, Pete, what did you do to me? I literally called him. I was like, Pete, a little heads up on that would have helped. But all joking aside, we did receive a lot of public comment about homelessness in that first quarter of the year. So a couple of the concerns were the pod village on Elm Street, the Kyle property encampment, and then the encampment on 47. And I just think I want to highlight these projects because this was a really good collaboration. You know, District 4 Commissioner Jerry Willey met with me. He elevated concerns. And so then our SHS department with the county came and had community engagement with the neighborhood surrounding Elm Street. What came out of that, those public comments, the collaboration and cooperation with the county, is that they decided to use that property for affordable housing. And I think that eased some concerns of the neighborhood. While the county was working on that decision, the city council was like, well, what can we do? We were hearing a lot of concern about homelessness. So we came up with our time, place, and manner ordinance. So the South City Hall parking lot is used if shelter is not available from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So that was another accomplishment. So as all of this is going on, I meet with Marnie, Supportive Housing Services for the county. And around 2020, people started populating Highway 47 encampment. Sheltering services had not been built out with the county. By 2023, SHS had done a really good job building out their services. There was concerns from neighborhood about public safety, crime, and then also health and safety for the people at the encampment. So after a 90-day process, partnering with Washington County Forest Grove Police and Chief Ryman and Washington County Sheriff Office, we were able to offer all 50 of the people who lived at that camp some sort of shelter and supportive services. So that camp is closed. Kyle Property Camp, people are in shelter. Another housing win was the Forest Grove Foundation got approved for a temporary pod village of 12 to 18. And so that should be coming at some point. Okay, more county partnerships, this case with behavioral health and addiction. So the Opioid Settlement Fund saw that the city of Forest Grove would receive $95,000. $95,000 to a local police department, while it seems like a lot of money, would be hard for us to really meet the needs of people suffering from addiction. So the city council decided to pass that funding on to the county, and the county is going to open the Center for Addiction Triage and Treatment in Hillsborough. And so that's how the city is collaborating and cooperating with the county. We had 2 big transportation projects this year. I know the Martin Road roundabout took way too long. I've heard all about it, but it is open. It's open, and now it's easier to get out to 26. A transportation project I'm pleased with is over on Thatcher Road by the Thatcher Plaid Pantry. What? Okay, I was like, what, Mayor? Sorry, I get easily distracted. So the Thatcher Road intersection, we have about 2,000 students who attend the Forest Grove High School. Some of them have to cross Scales Creek Highway. So we reconfigured that intersection and added a pedestrian beacon crossing to slow cars down and make it safer. So those are our two big transportation projects that the county helped with. Some discretionary funding, SDCs, and MISTIP. So a park that literally took 50 years to make, but is a great example of cooperation and collaboration is Stites Park. So in 1973, a local family, the Stites family, donated the land. Then it wasn't until 2008 that the master plan was approved by the city council. Metro gave us some funding. We were able to buy an entrance, a parking lot, and then we also were able to move our community gardens. So it's a natural play area, community garden, in an area that did not have green space. So that's off 26th Avenue over by the Hawthorne intersection. This year, city staff had to move back and forth. So we finally have, who knew how bad our city hall was until we got a new one. So we're going to show a short video. In my opinion, the purpose of a city hall is the public's house. It's an opportunity for individual community members to come in and ask questions about utilities, get their passports, to talk about adding on to their house. So it's a resource that belongs to the whole community, and that's why it was so important for us to improve that experience for community members.
What I like really about the design is when you look at the building, if you saw it before and you see it now, the architects did a great job of blending the building together, and they also did a great job on what I call the new portion of the building. We wanted to get a lot of natural light in, and they were able to do that by putting a lot of windows in the building.
One of the key drivers of the project was creating a better work environment for the staff and also a better experience for the public. In the past, the lobby was super small and cramped, and then for the staff, everyone was building rooms out of closets. And so being able to expand into a new space benefited both the public and the staff.
So when we started construction, once the demolition of that existing engineering building was done, there were some interesting finds. Like for example, the structure was connected to the adjoining buildings not having footings. There are a lot of things that we came across during construction.
When we went to demo that building, it wasn't as simple as just knocking it down. We actually had to go in there and hand separate the two buildings before we could actually get in with heavy equipment and tear it apart. It was an older, unreinforced masonry building, and we had some concerns about it possibly falling down. So we had to take a lot of precaution monitoring the building. We had crack monitors on all the cracks, existing cracks, and we had a survey done every day to watch to make sure the building wasn't leaning or sagging when we went to go demo the building next door.
On the DSA side, we have a central staircase to access the light well. There's a skylight right above it. And so when we were designing, we were working through the details of how we could bring light down to the first floor.
We have this really nice white oak wall, and it turns out there's 25,000 holes in that wall, and there's 26,000 people in Forest Grove. So I thought that was not intended by them, but I thought it was really cool that it was so similar. Paul and Andrew did a great job managing that project. Another area that we really wanted to work on as a council was improving community engagement. As you know, someone who has lived in this community a long time as a teacher, I would say community engagement, people want a couple different things, right? You want your self-service community engagement where, I have like a one and done question, and that's your website. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but our website had a lot to be desired. When the mayor can't find things and she knows where to look, there's a problem. So we really spent a lot of time with the website. one of the things that we really wanted to focus on is language accessibility. So in our old website, a lot of PDFs, you can't use Google Translate for a PDF. So that was a huge accessibility issue that we had to fix. So what we're hoping now is there's an online communication form to contact council. The search function's a little bit easier. Things are now being uploaded not as PDFs, so people can choose the language that they would like. And then within seeing people out and about and trying to connect, we are a full service city. Being a full service city is a lot of work for our small staff of 244, but it also gives us a great opportunity to collaborate and work together, right? So we spent some funding, some ARPA funding on our mobile library van, which will partner with our summer recreation program. In December, the police department, recreation department, and who else? So public arts, there's music, the library, all were together. So we're really trying to figure out more ways to collaborate interdepartmentally. Is that a word? I think so. Anyways, we're really trying to do a better job of collaborating and bringing the community together. We have a quarterly newsletter. Our recreation department has a newsletter. So we're every first Wednesday, someone from the city is at First Wednesday and the farmers market with Adelante. So we're really just trying to do a good job of being accessible and present. We did our livability survey and people are pleasantly happy. We received 58% of an increase in people filling out the survey. A couple of concerns were term limits and looking at our charter, which we do have a charter review process going on right now. So overall, people are pleased. And I think, too, as we move forward, you'll see priorities coming up. It's a 2040 plan. So this livability survey will look in the past, we've done it every 2 years. So it's going to look a little bit different as we move towards that 2040 plan. Some accomplishments that I wanted to highlight that I really couldn't figure out is our e-bike rebate program. We use our EV credits. So good. It's so good. Our lighting power, it's so good. So it's $1,000 rebate per household or $400 per bike. And I actually think it was subscribed so well that we had to lower that amount. Everyone on my road has an e-bike. So on Earth Day, not only is it good for the earth and the environment, but it will keep people downtown. It will keep people spending money downtown. So it will be less impact on our roads and transportation. So this is what we call win, 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 win. So excited. So good job, Keith and Light and Power. So one of the things that's bothered me is sometimes it's hard for us to support our tourism and our local events because we live off the levy and it's public money, right? So when people say, hey, support this nonprofit or support this event, we, as a budget committee and a council for 10 years, we've struggled with how to do that. So we decided this year to use our TLT money to offer a tourism grants program and capital program. So we're hoping that that's a way we can take those tourism dollars and reinvest them in tourism and then hopefully compounded growth, right? So something I'm personally really proud of and, our consultant and Jesse is we received congressional discretionary funding for 3 projects. So those of you who work on the east side of Forest Grove or commute on the east side of Forest Grove know that from Quinn Street and 47 to U Street, it's not safe. It's not safe for pedestrians, for walkers, for bike riders, or for cars. So Congresswoman Bonamici awarded us $850,000, and we're going to start looking at a crosswalk at Rose Grove to the bus stop. We're going to look at connecting our sidewalks, and then hopefully if we get additional funding, we're going to look at that U Street intersection. So that's exciting. And a really fun, and then the second project that Senators Merkley and Wyden approved was the community solar for our Cape Assistance Program in Light and Power. So they awarded us $900,000. We can use all that money to purchase solar panels. We own the right-of-way. We will place the solar panels on the right-of-way. We will use all of that energy to fund our Cape program and provide energy and light power for people who need extra support. So that's a total win, environmentally and with economics too. So, and then we received 2 COPS grants, which we're also very excited about. Okay, so thanks. I'm going to wrap up. Sorry. I try to keep it like 15 minutes, but so our 2024 priorities, as I spoke to this earlier, we really need a 2040 plan. We really need to listen to the community about growth, about what they want, and have that hard conversation at times. But that will become our council goals and objectives. Like that's going to drive our budget, and it's going to be a really important thing. So we literally just hired, or I think chose a consultant recently, and that should be moving forward. We need to develop, in terms of growth and housing, our reserves are on the west side where David Hill is, and it's really expensive. The infrastructure, the SDCs, that's not a good reserve, urban reserve area. So we really need to work and lobby with the legislature to figure out how we can get land that's actually affordable to develop, so we can meet the affordable housing goal. Shout out to the Chamber and the City Club. Well, City Club got the award. I think Chamber is going to partner with them and becoming the Oregon Main Street affiliate program. So a lot more investment and effort into developing our downtown. We're going to complete, they did some good community development. We bought property on the east side of Forest Grove, and we're going to put a park on 19th behind Ace Hardware. We're looking at trying to make sure that our Parks and Recreation program is financially sustainable. And so we're finishing up our recreation fee study, and that will give us the foundation to move forward. And then our big transportation project that will happen in 2025 is finally, after many, many years, the intersection of 47, Maple, and Fern Hill. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mayor Bunek is the chair of WCCC. That's right? So that was a mistake project, and thanks to everyone, our regional partners, for making that a priority and voting for that project. So I appreciate that. Okay, so that's what I've got.
Where's the
And go. Whatever, son.
Thank you, Forest Grove Mayor Melinda Wenzl. All right, and now we would like our Cornelius Mayor, Jeff Dalin, to please come and share.
Thank you very much.
Melinda did a great job. Thank you and good night. I got to share a few things at least. Staff was encouraging 1,000 thank yous. I'll try to keep it to a few here. First, thank you to Melinda and the Forest Grove team for hosting this year's event. I really do enjoy coming out, doing the bounce back and forth. I think it's efficient and effective that we do 2 State of the Cities at once, and hope you folks enjoy that. Also, thank you to the Chamber Board and members for hosting this event. Claudia, team, I think the food is great. Sir, can we give her a hand for the food? I thought the food was real good. We continue to see the positive improvements in our community, the businesses that the Chamber brings. So thank you. I'd be remiss not to thank Councilor Lopez. One of my councilors made it to a State of the City. Thank you, Councilor Lopez. Now, Councilor Lopez, please put your hand out towards our Metro Councilor, Juan Carlos Gonzalez. He wanted a special shout out. There you go. Thank you, Juan Carlos. I did get a message, though, from Congresswoman Bonamici. I happened to run into her this morning at Intel. She wasn't able. She was double booked between us and other things. But she wanted to say thank you for everybody for coming out, and that she's really sorry that she is missing this event. It is one of them she looks forward to doing while she's in town. But say thank you to everyone for her. Fellow mayors, I saw you out there. Thanks. Frank, Thanks for coming a day early so you could get here all the way from Tualatin. That's awesome. Come on, guys. He crossed 185th. That's a landmark, right? Okay. Thank you to the staff for our two cities, right? These folks work day and night and weekends to serve our communities, right? It's kind of a thankless thing until you're woke by the city manager saying, hey, guess what? We got a big water leak and a sinkhole is forming in the middle of a street. But we have people that respond to that. They're trained, they got out there, and before people got up and went to work the next morning, we had pavement on the ground. And that's what you actually pay for, right? Brown water goes away. The brown water goes away. Okay. I have to say thank you to our citizens. Those folks approved a 3x increase in our fire levy. Yeah, big deal. That was a big lift for the citizens. This will provide resources to shore up our staffing, provide for the purchase of future fire trucks, because nobody wants to push start a fire truck, right, Chief? No. And support some needed equipment. So I also thank you as Melinda's, you saw throughout Melinda's presentation, right? The partnerships. Everybody knows we've had a long-term partnership with Forest Grove Fire and Cornelius Fire, and we appreciate that every day. I think all of our citizens do, because I've had more than one thank you that's like, those guys over there in the blue shirts, they were awesome. They came to my house. My dad was having a heart attack. They took great care of him. And they were pointing at the Forest Grove guys, not the Cornelius ones. So to the customers, they really, as long as you come when they call, that's what's important for emergency services. I love this event because it also gives me a chance to reflect. What we've accomplished, what we need to accomplish, how we're doing on certain things. And I've got lots of updates for you here. 37 pages. Do you guys have anything planned for the afternoon? Great. I'd like to say thank you to our new city manager, except he threw out his back today. So Ellie is covering for the city manager today as our assistant city manager. Thank you, Ellie. It's important because Peter successfully completed his first year of service with the city. Now he'll have a ways to go to keep up with Rob Drake, but he's well on the way. I have to bid a fond farewell, and we did that the other night, to Debbie Roth, who has been a steadfast fixture as our city recorder in Cornelius. She's been there the entire 20 plus years I've been there, and she was several years there before I got there. So we bid farewell to Debbie and hope for her best in her retirement. Houselessness. Mayor Wenzl talked a lot about the homelessness and the houselessness. We've partnered with Washington County. We've partnered with Open Door. They've got a new facility right over there by the Walmart. We continue to do what we can. And I think one of the best things we're doing right now is we're getting ready to open 113 units of affordable housing at Plaza Los Amigos. That'll be opening pretty soon. And I want to thank our partners, Bienestar and Reach, and also Centro. We're doing recruiting right in our community. I saw them doing that over at Fred Meyer's the other day. And, that's actually going to be a little different. This is actually going to have a few 3 and 4 bedroom units in it because it's focused on affordable family housing. So it's very different. A lot of times it's studios and 1 bedroom. So that's a big deal to have those 113 units coming on hand.
Yes.
Long range planning. You guys have heard me, if you've been out to this before, talk about Laurelwoods out in the southeast part of Cornelius. We have 2 phases left, and we've currently built nearly 1,000 new homes for our community. That's a lot for Cornelius. So, adding about another 3,000 people to get us up close to, we're cresting 14, headed to 15,000. Comparison to our neighbors here, 26,000, I think, Melinda, you said about 26 here. And we're also, we haven't cut the dirt yet, but we also anticipate a pretty substantial multifamily housing project that'll wrap around Fred Meyer's over there. Industrial. I want to talk about one of our industrial things that's a success, and then what are challenges. We have a large new warehouse, light manufacturing project called Meadowlark. It's nearly complete. at around 160,000 square feet. This facility will provide a significant new operations area in Cornelius. I can't name names, but it's been really cool to have several interested parties come out and visit that we don't normally see in Cornelius because we have 160,000 square foot. Barbara's like, don't say anything, don't say any names. But it is nice to see that, right? When you actually, this was a case of the field of dreams, right? The investor came out, they looked at this, they're building it, and we can see people interested in coming. So that's really cool. The unfortunate thing is that's kind of the end of the industrial land for Cornelius. So stay tuned. We're working on that. We have several projects planned along the couplet. Some of you have noticed I've had the calls. What's going on? Why are they tearing down that house? The couplet's zoned to be all commercial, right? Everything in the middle and on the two sides should be commercial. So we're starting to see some of the homes and some of the vacant land become developed. So we're going to be seeing some pretty substantial changes there. Hopefully, maybe something at the old Estes property soon. Maybe we'll get to see, or as you guys refer to it, the rusty old gas station in the middle of town. Yeah, see, you recognized it then, that rusty old gas station. So we're working on some stuff. I can't say anything official, but hopefully we'll see something pretty cool pretty soon. Further in the community, great accomplishment. Again, thank you to the citizens for approving the levy. We're now going to have a new Cornelius Elementary School. This will be opening. Yeah, that's worth a clap. It'll be opening up in the fall of 2025. So literally just a year away, a little over a year. Melinda, how many days left in school this year? Can you shout that out? Yeah, not that you're counting or anything, right? So 1 school year and 46 days, we'll be opening the new school. We're looking as the city, we're in negotiations to acquire the gym. The gym is not the 80-some years old that the main school is. It actually was built more recently. So we're looking at purchasing the gym and the adjacent cafeteria and a little bit of bathrooms. Wouldn't that be great? Bathrooms. To have our first community center in Cornelius. And speaking of partnerships, we're continuing our work with City of Forest Grove and Pacific University to look at what we can do for planning, right? What can we do to program? Because right now, anybody familiar with the program we have for all of our city parks in Cornelius right now? That's right. There isn't one. We mow the lawn. You guessed it. We mow the lawn. That's our current community planning. So there is none. So that's why we're looking to partner with Forest Grove and Pacific University, because we've got another asset coming online. You heard me mention Rob Drake's name, right? Conspicuous that the Drake Learning Center will soon be opening on the west end of the library. It's going to be a STEM education center. Thank you to Centro and everybody else that's helped us with equipment and supplies and everything else. Okay, Melinda City's really cool. You guys got a lot of stuff. No fighting that, right? But I have to tell you, we're halfway through our visioning program. Our 2045, we're halfway through, right? We began it last summer. We engaged over 1,000 citizens and community members. Our oversight community is meeting and going over the draft vision, goals, and action plans. And I think this will be substantially a big deal to Cornelius to have a 20-year vision plan. So that's coming up. Well, if you want to see the first previews, go to Children's Day. We partner with Centro as always on that. We'll be rolling out some of that 2045 vision plan at the Children's Day. We also are going through a bunch of planning work, right? Comprehensive plans for parks, comprehensive city plan, facilities master plan, all these things, right? And increased costs of living and concerns of negative impact. I think we've all seen the challenges, right? As you redevelop an area and what it does to the people that are living there. So we're working through a grant. Thank you, Councillor Juan Carlos and Metro for the money. to do a study on anti-displacement and anti-gentrification tools to keep our Cornelius residents in their homes as we redevelop areas at our downtown cores and neighborhoods. I think I got one or two more times I can get you in there, Juan Carlos. We can do it. Our engineering team is very busy with private development, obviously, and some community infrastructure. We're in the process of replacing our pump station. You notice I don't have a long, drawn-out explanation of aquifer storage and recovery this year. You're welcome. Thank you, Steve. Just to say that basically that 84 million gallons, we're doing some pump upgrades so we can make sure that when the Cascadia subduction comes, we can still get that 84 million gallons out of the ground. That's the big deal there. Roads and sidewalk improvements continue. You've seen all that. Big things, though, not to be outdone. We're putting in a mini roundabout at night. See, it's Cornelius. It's all scale, right? We only get a mini roundabout. But one of the most dangerous intersections in Cornelius, for anybody that's driven there, is on Davis and 19th, where you come out of the backside of Fred Meyer's. And now we're putting 113 units of affordable housing there. So part of that, we have to address that issue. And that's one of the things. So we're building a roundabout very similar to the one we've already built down at 26th as you go into Laurel Woods. See, I got Laurel Woods in there again. But basically, yeah, that roundabout, I think will make it a lot safer, or at least when the crashes happen, they'll be low speed, because I've not seen any of you drive fast through a roundabout, so they'll be slow speed. Okay, new sidewalks, Davis Street, that's community development block grant money. We're going to be doing continued sidewalks there. First time we put sidewalks in, the kids got to not walk through the puddles to get to school. So now they'll actually have 2 sidewalks to choose from. South 4th, South 12th, and South 20th are all getting major sidewalk upgrades. Be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Chief Coley's not here, but the sheriff's office is, to our sheriff's office and our new chief, Mitch. He's great to work with. He's always out there. He's hardworking, and I'm really enjoying him. So Sheriff Massey, where did I lose? Oh, you're right there. Thank you. He was a good recommendation. We really enjoyed working with him. Thank you for giving him that opportunity. Scale. Sometimes that's important to understand. We talked about Forest Groves. Mayor Wenzl talked about Forest Groves. We're doing everything we do with 1/5 the staff, 54 staff members in Cornelius. Why is it 54? Can you say your last name? Because I don't want to murder it, please. Easy for you to say. She is our new communications and community engagement manager. She's our newest staff member. Thank you. Yeah, let's give a hand for Itzel. I thought it was pretty awesome. I'm a big library fan, so I'm with mixed feelings. But out of all the applications we ran through, we chose a candidate among our existing staff. Itzel's been a long-term person with our library, and it was tough to lose you from the library, but it's great to have you on the general staff now. So thank you. She's working hard to take over our community engagement to the next level, or as we say in Cornelius, level 1. She's coordinating our many great community events, including support for our farmers market with Adelante Mujeres, movies in the park, one of them I've been a big champion for, National Night Out, Veterans Day Memorial, which the big deal about our Veterans Day Memorial is collaboration. How often do you see the American Legion partner up with any of the other veterans organizations? And I think that's really cool that they think it's important enough that they come out and partner up there with everybody. And then we've got the sheriff's office that helps us out too. And how could you do it without the bagpipe, right? Without our piper. So that's been good. Annual tree lighting, our holiday dinner. That's a big deal. I don't know if folks are familiar with that one, but we have a free Thanksgiving weekend dinner, basically the weekend before Thanksgiving, where anybody from the community can come by and get a Thanksgiving dinner. It's put on with Centro and the city and the sheriff's office. And it makes you very humble when you sit down with folks and they're like, thank you for doing this. because if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be having a Thanksgiving dinner, right? This is their Thanksgiving. They're coming out. This is their turkey. This is their potatoes. Juan Carlos, are you going to get us tamales this year? See, we got a commitment in front of everybody. Tamales this year. Thank you, Juan Carlos. The tamales return. No pressure, right? The holiday tree lighting is great. I gotta brag for 1 minute. I thought for sure it would look like a city council meeting at the tree lighting this last year, because we didn't have the kids, the choir, singing at the actual tree lighting. So I figured it'd be me and Councilor Lopez and a couple staff members. People showed up, even though their kids weren't singing in the choir at the tree lighting. We had the park full, and I managed to get them. And trust me, my wife will tell you there's no singing voice here. I got them to do 3 Christmas songs. That was an incredible community spirit experience, to be able to lead the community through Christmas carols and then light the tree with Santa. That's just awesome to be able to do that. And then we all marched across town and went to the Cornelius Elementary and had hot chocolate and listened to the kids sing. You can see that on my Facebook page if you need to. It's much better. Talked about Wenzl. Let's see here. Also, thank you, Wenzl. Suffering through the COVID interruption, we lost our Youth Advisory Council, but Wenzl's getting it back together. She's getting the band back together. We've got our first couple, and I know you're going through applications for new members. We continued on advocacy. What? Am I supposed to get done already? Is that what that's saying? Okay. Industrial and residential, not unlike Forest Grove. We're out, right? Those last 2 phases of residential at Laurelwood, and then basically all the industrial land on the north side's developed out. So we need to work with our Janine. Where are you, Janine? We need to work with the representatives to figure out what we're going to do next. And I think Forest Grove, Cornelius, Hillsborough, we'll all be working together on that. That one's done. Partnerships. We cannot do this important work locally, rely on strong partners from our city of Forest Grove, other nearby cities, and Washington County. Together, we work on projects of regional scale, such as the Council Creek Regional Trail, the TV Highway Rapid Transit Study, and the continued work to address our homelessness and our affordable housing. We are very proud to be the long-term home of Centro. We couldn't do so many things we do without the support and partnership of Centro. We continue to focus on economic development, including advocacy for Cornelius and our neighbors. We work hard to elevate the needs of Western Washington County amongst our partners with the West Side Economic Alliance, Greater Portland Inc., and anyone who will listen. We're grateful for the many community volunteers who sacrifice for their community all year, from the many people who volunteer in our library, the fire department, and the many members of boards, committees, commissions, and not least of which our city council. Thank you to you folks. We value having Forest Grove Cornelius Chamber of Commerce to work with our business community, and we see the fruits of your hard work. We will continue to work with you to advocate for businesses in Cornelius and Forest Grove. I want to take a moment to say thank you and happy retirement to soon to a couple of our businesses. One is, after being a mainstay for 50 years plus, Murphy's Furniture will be retiring July 1st. Yeah, I know. It's a blow. I've talked to Mary and Kathy and their mother before them. They provided high quality and reasonable priced home furnishings. And I've been proud to recommend them to friends and coworkers from all of Washington County. I believe they're still targeting July 1st. And kind of in the next breath, I'll stay with the same location. I wish to say welcome. Claudia, have you met with Mike yet? Mike is opened already a small U-Haul business in a portion of Murphy's Furniture. And when Murphy's closed down, the U-Haul business will expand. They're going over plans, so we'll have that new business there. The other, I have to say, is G. Morrell and Farmers. Between you and Bunny, you've provided the insurance for our community. And over 30 plus years of providing that service to our community, I wish you best in your retirement. and on to your next endeavor with the Rotary. I'm sure you will get them in order and keep them moving forward as you do with everything. I want to take this chance to also welcome another new business. Folks have seen all the dirt torn up over there on the south side of the couplet, south side of the highway. We will be getting our third ag business. So the Bobcat dealership is stirring the ground, getting ready to come in. They will join Pape Machinery and New Holland. So I'm very happy to say that we still continue to support the ag business of Washington County. In conclusion, change is inevitable. But let's all work together to bring that change in a manner we want our community to experience it in. Thank you.